the world looking for understanding of the times that we live in. Hunting and gathering first-hand information, challenging definitions of sin. I travel the world looking for lovers of the ultimate beauty, but never Celine. I am a wanderlust king.
Oh, and I'm just cuddled up with my guidance officer.
With
My
parole officer.
parole officer.
Yes.
In a world like this, it might as well be.
And
Looks like you've seen this before. Skip to scene selection.
oh,
Yes, I want to skip ahead.
all right, fine. We're at different paces.
As you wish. Beep boop, beep boop. You used the skip function 10 times! You skipper! Hooray, I got an achievement! We've already been through this. Yep. Tatsu! Was given by that masked man!
Where to go?
Visit Tatsu Park. Because you guys didn't get to see me come here last time. Tatsu Park, here I am. Don't know what I'm looking for, though. Read the sign. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. Does nothing for us. Look at the map. The park's bigger than I thought. Could go north towards Tatsu Avenue, which apparently is a nice spot to look at the landscape, or south to the political district. Where should I go?
I do not like politicians.
North towards Tatsu Avenue. Open the hatch! On the metal covering of the hatch, there are two buttons which are situated to the left and right of the central circular level. Use the
Level?
lever. Use the arrow on the lever is pointing up. Clockwise. First button. Counterclockwise. Counterclockwise. Second button.
Yay. Huh?
I looked down to see the maintenance tunnels for the underground drain system. A pale object starkly contrasted against the pitch black backdrop.
Oh, look, way down at the bottom.
A cloth with suspicious red markings over it. Guess it's all to be found down here.
That's important. Oh. That was red markings?
Rest on the bench. Finally, a place to sit down. The view of the scenery is perfect. That was nice. I was just about to get up when I noticed someone sitting next to me. Whoa, didn't see you there. Thought you were a statue or something. Hello? Maybe it is a statue. Or I just turned invisible. Hope it's not the latter. I'm gonna try resting on the bench again. I'm already well rested. I shouldn't waste any more time. Examine the fallen leaves. I don't know this species of tree. There's nothing to be found here.
You said there's something. You said that the special is worth getting? For the food?
Huh?
You said that the special is...
Special's always the where you want to start. If you go to a diner and you don't know what to order, you always take the special. That's the anime trope that you always have to use.
Oh, this shop is named Uncle Nugent's.
I've got some more time left. What should I do?
Go.
Visit the grocery store. I entered the store. Sound of a bell. Blah 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 blah. Shopkeep.
And what species are you?
Yep. Prescription is expired. Furea seems sad about it, but she immediately darts off. Just browsing for now. What am I even looking for?
What? Oh God, Hellfile?
Look at the meat! Meat, of course! Lots of meat! Fresh meat, smoked meat, cured meat, dried meat, prepackaged meat, prepared meat, ready-to-eat meat, meat snacks, burgers, kebab, nuggets, whole hams, bacon, meatloaf, sausages. I like how he said all that in unison. That's not even all of it. Needless to say, they have that area covered.
That sounds delicious.
I would eat all of that.
And I'd eat the shells too.
Of course you would. You're an Auron. They have a surprisingly big selection. Since when do dragons eat bread anyway? Guess at least I'm covered in case I want any melon bread. Oh, who's this? Hey, you!
What's in the box?
She's got a nice box.
What?
I noticed her! What? Are you talking to me? Yes. What do you say? Melon or lemon bread? I mean, the only difference between the two is like one letter. So how am I supposed to choose? I don't think that's how it works. Why don't you just go with one you think you'll like more? That's a good idea. Why didn't I think of that?
Because you...
Was that a cardboard box on her head?
Oh God.
Look at the produce. Who would have thought that dragons were big on produce? I don't even recognize some of these. Go to the health aisle.
Oh God.
Everything from food supplements to skincare and even birth control. Variance in product sizes is astounding, especially when talking about the birth control.
Oh God.
I think these ones could fit on my arm.
Big jokes.
You looked at everything the store has to offer. Isn't that great?
Window shopper? Who was that?
Who was that? And then the girl's Vara comes to pick up her prescription. Blah, 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 blah. Cashier is going to bring up all of his previous purchases.
Have you done this before?
Yeah.
Huh. At least it's not like you can buy more bullets.
I know, right? I don't even know what a fucking gun is here.
They don't?
No.
So to them it just looks like a weird club or stick?
It looks like a weird device, but then it makes little explosions and fires painful metal projectiles.
And it's like, ow! What the fuck is that?
The afternoon sun hung low in the sky, and I decided it was time to report my findings to the police. A brief called the department. I was on my way to an appointment with Sebastian. Yes, I want to skip ahead. As you wish.
Wait. You know what? If nothing else, this seems worth
Anyway,
it.
you said you had some information for us, so what did you find?
You know what? If nothing else, this seems worth it just to make...
The bench you found is something. Alright. Of course it could be anyone's, but why would someone discard theirs in a place like that? It seems suspicious to me, and is certainly worth checking out. I'll make sure it gets to the right place.
Shouldn't you be wearing gloves when you pick that up?
The receipts you got are interesting. Might be more to them, or it could just be a useless record of his eating habits. You never know what you might find out about a person, their habits, or their plans this way. Well done, Furea. It gives us some solid points from which we can continue our investigation. In any case, thanks for your help. We really do appreciate it. You're welcome. That should be all. Since Bryce hasn't come back, I assume the search is still going on. I'd better get out there and help him. Guess it's gonna be a long day. Can you find your way back to your apartment? Of course. Alright, see you later. Good luck. Finally, some free time. Whatever am I gonna do? Looks like there's some messages on the answering machine. Let's see. I just wanted to update you. I still don't have an open slot in the facility for your test, but I'll be free if you want to cash in your reward. You know, I'm busy, so this is your chance for your date. If you even still want to go through with it, take it or leave it. I don't care much either way. In any case, you know where to find me. I guess the choice is mine.
Do it.
Meet with Anna! Save!
Save beforehand in case it all goes horribly wrong.
Save with Anna!
You know, if nothing,
And just on time. Now where is she?
if nothing else,
Hello?
If nothing else, the specials option.
What's
seems
this?
Worth
Looks
it,
like a message.
worth it for nothing else because you make dick.
Something came up at the last second. Wait for me. It shouldn't be too long. Anna. I guess at the last second meant in a literal sense here, or else she could have just called me. Guess we're playing the waiting game then.
Time to play the waiting game.
Okay, it's been like an hour and my patience is slowly but surely running out. Wait. I've already waited this long, so I guess I can wait a little longer. I'm not sure who the world record holder for most patient person is, but now I feel like a contender. Still no sign of her, though. Wait. I'll try to get into her lab.
That could be bad. It could be bad because you might surprise her. But at the same time,
Well, if she doesn't show up soon, I'm done. There you are. Where have you been all this time? Reading comprehension must not be your strong suit, because my note clearly said I'd be back soon. Note to self, the word soon now refers to a time span of over 2 hours when waiting for a scheduled appointment. Has it really been that long? It certainly didn't feel like it. Alright, sorry for making you wait.
losing track of time happens to the best of
Losing
us.
track of time happens to the best of us.
Look at how generous I am.
It happens to me all the time. I guess we missed our movie. Can't we see the late screening or something? That was the late screening. The theater's closed now. Maybe we should reschedule. That won't work, at least not for me. Today was the only day I could leave early. I won't have another chance anytime soon. So what do we do now? Maybe the coffee place is still open? I don't know. I guess that's better than nothing. Closed as well. That's just peachy. Why do you keep working so late anyway? Because what I'm doing is important. I understand wanting to see things through to completion. How long have you been working on your current project? Not long enough to finish it. That's not good. You're gonna burn yourself out. So what? Is your work really worth jeopardizing your health over? You're not going to help anyone if you're dead. If I don't finish this, no one else will. No one else can. Besides, I was only late today because I forgot your stupid because I got your stupid blood work ready. You have the test results? Yeah. Want to know what I have to say about them? Definitely. Okay. How much do you know about genetics? A little bit, I guess. Don't worry, I'll put it in the words that are easy for you to understand. In other words, she's calling me an idiot.
Oh, What?
To start off, I found that on average, about 90% of your genes are homologous to our species' genes. That may seem like a lot, but to put in perspective, about 50% of your DNA is also shared with fruit. To further elaborate, you and your human neighbor back home are probably around 99.9% genetically similar. If you compared the various sentient species we have to each other, they would only be around 95-97% similar. As for what exactly all this tells us, although a match of 90% sounds like a lot, it's not as much as you might think. Still, for two beings from a different world altogether, that's quite remarkable. Beyond DNA, the biggest similarity between us is the brain structure, but that's not surprising considering our high-level cognitive abilities. That'll surprise Maverick! What do you mean? He doesn't seem to like humans very much. I'm sure he'll be displeased to know how similar we are. Oh, he doesn't like anyone, really. He's just like me in that way. Yeah, you two would make a great couple. You're a little late for that. I'm already his ex-girlfriend. Really? How'd that go? Not how you might think. It actually went pretty well, for a while at least. But in the end, we both got too absorbed in our jobs until we realized we had drifted apart too much and agreed it would be better if we just broke up. I still respect him for the work he does. I mean, we even used to solve crime together. I'd be in the lab running tests and he'd be out on the field chasing after the perps. Those were the good times. I guess nowadays he just chases after me. What? I don't know, maybe I shouldn't say that, but if you know him, maybe you can help me out. I certainly can't help you if you don't tell me what's going on. Okay, but this is just between us, alright? Sure, whatever. Maverick is convinced that I'm the accomplice of a crime. He made a point to tell me that he's searching for proof to legally arrest me, or worse. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that. Really? It's nothing. You can't find proof any that doesn't exist.
I think someone missed the grammar.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like she would be the type to do that.
Still, it doesn't feel nice to be threatened and stalked, especially by someone like him. That's just him. He gets way too into it, and once he sets his sights on something, I notice. It's his job, what do you expect? I wish he'd just leave me alone. He wasn't always like this, you know. A couple years ago, he was assigned to this one case. He was still relatively new on the force, young and eager to help, then reality came crashing down on him. There was a serial killer who shook up the whole town. The victims were apparently eaten. Holy fuck! We later found out the killer's actions were the result of a degenerative disease which brought his feral nature to the foreground.
Who was making zombies? Fucking Umbrella Corporation! Even in a world of dragons! The Umbrella Corporation figures
Yeah, somehow Umbrella came into the world of dragons.
Fuck!
We don't need Rihanna to be here! If you don't get that joke, you're not with the musical times.
Really? That song came out like probably 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know! It's a meme at this point.
An old meme.
It's still a meme, and it's still a thing. At that point, he was just a wild animal, turned into a cannibal that hunted other in the shadows of the night. Everyone in town was up in arms, terrified that they'd be next. The police did everything they could. A curfew was instated, and patrols guarded the streets at night. And then they found him munching on his 5th victim. Poor little Maverick was not prepared for what he would find.
Do you
Stand back, Maverick. I'll handle this.
Do you need supplementary?
Miles. It was his brother. Step away from the body, Miles. Miles couldn't comprehend their words, and only saw rivals who wanted to take away his prey. And he wasn't just about to let it go without a fight. Miles raised his head from his kill, blood dripping away from his maw. The officer's breaths were smothered by the deadly stillness of the night. Fangs bared, the feral dragon snarled and stood strong in front of his meal, prepared to protect it from the two who intruded upon his territory. Whatever this is, Miles, it's over. Don't make it worse now. Ow! In an instant, Miles was upon Bryce. They clashed in a flurry of teeth and claws. Miles had the advantage with his small frame and quick movements, and Bryce could not get a clear hit in. It all happened so fast that Maverick didn't know what to do. They rolled on the ground, and Bryce ended up on his back, as helpless as a turtle. Miles pinned him and clamped his jaws on his neck. Bryce's claws were the only thing preventing Maverick from biting down. Preventing Miles from biting down. and they were slipping, slick with blood and quivering with fatigue as he tried to push him off. For a brief moment, Bryce thought he'd meet his end, when the jaws suddenly relaxed and he was able to dislodge them. When he looked up, he saw Maverick had managed to get Miles from behind. He bit through his brother's neck from above. Blood flowed down Maverick's jaws and over Miles' lifeless body. Bryce had been saved, but the young dragon wore a wide-eyed, empty stare. Maverick blamed himself for not taking better care of his brother. He knew Miles had problems and was taking medication for it, but he wished he could have done more to help him. The medication wasn't the right one, by the way. Maverick takes solace in the fact that he was able to save Bryce, but has never been the same since that incident. Now he scrutinizes everyone and everything. I'm not sure how that's supposed to help me. It doesn't, but now you know why he is how he is. It's not unusual for him to act like this, so you might just have to wait it out. Anyway, let's get back to your test results. Since you were so interested, did you want a copy of them? Yeah, I'd appreciate that. No problem. I heard you also wanted Reza's blood. Of course, I invited him over too, but that was before you arrived here. And I thought what he had was special.
And I thought what we had was
What we had was special. Oh, it is. Reza was too stuck up to agree on anything. You wouldn't even participate in the exhilarating round of trivia board games? Not even that, can you believe it? I can almost see the sarcasm dripping from your mouth. Still, it's kind of a shame. It would have been interesting to compare your blood to his. What a shame indeed. Let's just enjoy our romantic date in the back alley of a coffee shop. Of course. Unless you want to take this someplace else. What, don't you like hanging around dirty back alleys?
someplace inside. I'd rather be someplace less dirty. So basically, you have to figure out
I'd prefer someplace inside. Hey, I bet you never had a date in an alley before. I haven't. Not sure I ever wanted to. Where's your sense of adventure? Oh, hang on. There it is. Yes, I can feel the adventure kicking in. I'm getting kind of hungry. I figured we'd be having a meal on our date. What? You can't go a few hours without having to stuff your face?
Can you?
I could offer you a handful of dirt, if that's to your taste. I already have my own dirt! Oh, really? What kind of dirt would that be? Only the finest governmentally funded dirt from Tatsu Park. Your filthy back alley stuff has nothing on this. You win this round.
Yes.
Either way, a side dish would be nice. I know this one place that never closes. Let's go there. Sure.
She's blushing.
This is the most awkward fucking date.
This is the best date ever.
Eating dirt, really? My dirt is better than your dirt.
It's government funded and everything.
This is the fucking. Why didn't I do this first?
Because
I'm happy to have you here when doing this. It just makes it even more funny.
because you went with the safe, goody, innocent and cute person.
After several minutes of walking, Anna led me to the outskirts of town. We arrived at a farmhouse. On one side, fields stretched towards the horizon, and on the other were lush green hills with fenced populations of animals. What kind of restaurant is this supposed to be? Self-serve. You're a bad girl, Anna.
Lenny face.
I know.
Yes.
How well can you hunt? Me? Even if I knew how, it's not like I have any equipment here. Equipment? What a sissy. You've got hands and teeth. What more do you need? A long-range weapon, maybe? Like fire? I suppose even you can make use of that. Alright, since I'm apparently the only one capable of acquiring food, I'll be right back.
Sorry, dragons just seem to have...
Anna walked over to a fenced enclosure of animals that reminded me of sheep. She crouched and squeezed herself through the bars, after which I lost sight of her. Waiting game 2.0, start. Took only a couple minutes for her to return, dragging one of the animals behind with her now bloody jaws and hands. Dinner's ready. What kind of animal is this? It's called a mouflon. Anyway, do you have a part you'd prefer? See how nice I am? I'm even letting you choose first.
Not the offal. No. Do you know what the offal is?
No.
That's like the intestines.
I'll take the rump.
Give me the fish.
No problem. Using one of her claws, she skinned the dead mouflon and divided it in various pieces. You want yours grilled or raw? Grilled. Unless prepared properly, raw meat carries a significant risk of diseases for us. How inept can your species even be? You can't hunt on your own, and you need tools and help at every step? You don't even have claws to cut things up? I'm not sure how you would ever survive in the wild.
Make tools.
Seriously, how did you piss off?
What god did you piss
What
off?
kind of like... Evolution. I guess after millions of years of evolution, nature decided that we didn't need those abilities anymore. Instead, we got very articulate hands and arms and our upright stance. Those let us do many other things. Like what? Who builds everything in your society? Who's responsible for all the delicate tasks? Like assembling electronics, manufacturing, or cooking or bartending. It's mostly us, the runners. We've got proper hands after all. Now compare your arms to mine. Ours are much longer and have way more mobility. Especially our fingers. They have an incredible amount of articulation. The difference between you and me is about as big as the difference between you and another of your species. Just imagine what we could do with our advantages. Oh, you think you can school me? Sure I can. Don't get cocky. We've overcome the limitations of individual species with all of our technology. Actually, we have technology back at home that is far superior to yours. I'd love to see it, though we're already gathered plenty of information on your tech from the databases contained in the PDA. What will you do when we catch up? If you get there, we'll see. She opened her mouth wide before a liquid shot from the corners of her mouth and onto the ground below the parts on the mouflon she had prepared. After a few seconds, the liquid burst into flames, heating up our dinner. That's a neat trick. I bet you wish you could do that, huh?
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be wicked cool, right? Comes in handy. How does that work anyway? Don't you ever burn your mouth? Not at all. There are actually two different components. They only catch fire when a sufficient quantity of both is present. Interesting.
I can see that. Look.
I love it when my girl's all bloody on a first date too.
Look at that dye.
Flames weakened, grew smaller until they went out, revealing steamy, appetizing pieces of meat. Help yourself. I grabbed a piece, but dropped it as soon as I felt the heat on my fingertips. Ouch, that's still hot. Can't take a little heat, huh? That's too bad. Unaffected by its temperature, she took a piece into her hand, tore a chunk of it with her teeth, and started chewing. Guess your scales are a good insulator. Evidently so. How does it taste? Just wonderful. Stolen goods always taste the best. I can already picture the old farmer reduced to tears after he discovers one of his precious mouflons is gone. You're a wild one, Anna. Thanks. I could teach you a thing or two. I think it should be cool enough for your sensitive little fingers now.
She definitely seems like she's kinky.
Carefully, I grabbed one of the pieces, which by now had indeed cooled down enough not to burn me anymore, and took a bite. It was a little bland, I had to admit, but not bad for something that was alive less than an hour ago and prepared in the wild. How do you like your mouflon a la Anna? I feel like a wild animal. It could use a few spices.
Either one of those works.
I'm not one to destroy a perfectly good piece of meat with stupid vegetables, but you can put some grass on it if you like. It's not quite the same thing. How often do you go out and hunt on your own? Only when necessary or when I feel like it. I still go to fancy restaurants because I can afford it, but they don't mean much to me. For me, it's all about the experience, and one isn't necessarily better than the other. I see your point. That was unusual, but fun. I can see your point. It certainly isn't how I thought the evening would go, but it was pretty fun. Anyways, I'm stuffed. Me too. There's still plenty left over. What are we going to do with it all? We could just leave it here. Hey, maybe the old farmer will help himself to it.
Talk about recycling.
How nice of us to leave some for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should pay me for cooking him such a nice meal. We should probably leave before that senile has-been wakes up from his evening bath. Yeah, let's go. Well, that was interesting. Wait a minute, I've got something for you. Here you go, your test results, black on white. Thanks, but did you really need to spend all that extra time getting this done today? I just wanted to get it over with when I had the chance.
Oh my god, your frame rate.
I know, right?
4, 5 frames a second?
Well, there's no frames of motion.
Fair.
Maybe when you start thinking about not working so late on a regular basis, it might do you some good, Anna. Why do you think so? I'm just saying, if it usually gets as bad as it did today, that's not a good sign. And Spade is currently playing this game as well.
Oh, wait, I'm supposed to? Well, I'm kind of. Not really.
I just didn't pay attention to the time, but I guess that's because I barely go out anyway, and I didn't even think about watching the clock. Okay, point taken. So what are you going to do? I'll think about it. You know, now that this date is officially over, if I don't work overtime every single day, I could fit you in for your end of the deal.
Of course you didn't forget about that.
Of course you didn't forget about that. I'll let you know the details. Just call me if I forget. Sure.